You're welcome. In this episode, I will be explaining how we can balance redox reaction in alkaline medium. I'll be looking at the question I gave you that you should solve on your own. I have MnO4 minus plus N2H4 yielding MnO2 plus N2, MnO2 plus N2. So this is a redox reaction because it involves both oxidation and reduction. So the first thing is to identify our oxidation half equation and reduction half equation. Now the oxidation number of manganese here is going to be plus 7, as we have known in earlier videos. Okay, oxygen is going to be minus 2. For nitrogen, I'm going to have 2 into, let's say, X plus. Now hydrogen atom, for hydrogen used to have an oxidation number of plus 1, except in metal hydrides, where it can have an oxidation number of minus 1. For example, sodium hydride, lithium hydride, and so on and so forth. So since this is not a metal hydride, so it's going to have an oxidation number of 1. So I have 1 equal to 0. So that will be 2x plus 4 equal to 0. 2x is going to be equal to minus 4. Then my x is going to give me minus 2. This is basic maths, okay? So my nitrogen has an oxidation number of minus 2. Hydrogen has an oxidation number of 1. While for this, I have manganese in MnO2. Let me represent my manganese as X plus 2 atoms of oxidation number of oxygen is minus 2 equal to 0. That will be X minus 4 equal to 0. X equal to plus 4. So this is going to be plus 4. Oxygen is minus 2. This is an atom existing alone, so it's going to have 0 as its oxidation number. Now let me identify my oxidation and reduction. The oxidation number of manganese is plus 7. It has reduced to plus 4. That implies that this is reduction. Decrease in oxidation number is simply reduction, while increase in oxidation number is oxidation. We have oxidation number of nitrogen to be minus 2, while it is now 0 here. Since 0 is greater than 2, that means there is an increase in the oxidation number of nitrogen from minus 2 to 0, and that increase in oxidation number is called oxidation. So my reduction half equation is this, while this is my oxidation half equation. So let me write it out. MnO4 minus yielding MnO2, then I have N2H4 yielding N2. This is going to be my reduction half equation, oxidation half equation. So I'm done with my step 1. My step 2 is simply that I will look at this equation properly. I will balance the number of atoms without considering the atoms of hydrogen and oxygen. So looking at this, I have an atom of manganese, an atom of manganese. 4 atoms of oxygen, 2. I'm not bothered about oxygen. So I'll move on to this. I am not bothered about hydrogen. 2 nitrogen atoms, 2 nitrogen atoms. So I'm done with my step 2. Then I'll move on to my step 3. For my step 3, what I will do is look at each of these equations by visual inspection. If there is a side where I have an excess oxygen atom, for each of the excess oxygen atoms, I will add a water molecule. Let's look at this. On this side, I have 4 oxygen atoms. I have 2 oxygen atoms. That implies that I have 2 oxygen atoms on the left hand side, more than what I have on the right hand side. So for an oxygen atom, I will add a water molecule to the same side. That implies that for 2 excess oxygen atoms, I will add 2 water molecules to this side. So I'm going to have MnO4 minus plus 2 molecules of water. While on the other side, if I add a water molecule to the left hand side, I'm going to balance it up with 2 hydroxyl ion on the other side. So now that I am adding 2 molecules of water, that means I'm going to balance with 4 hydroxyl ion on the other side. So I'm going to have 4 OH minus. So with this, I can easily look at the number of atoms if they are balanced. Okay, I have 1 atom of manganese, 1 atom of manganese. 4 atoms of oxygen plus 2 atoms of oxygen, that's 6. I have 2 atoms of oxygen plus 4, that's 6. Oxygen is also balanced. For my hydrogen, I have 2 times 2, which is 4. I have 4 here, 4, 4. That implies that the number of atoms in this very equation is what? Balanced. So I'm going to move on to the next one. So I have my N2H4 yielding N2. So the instruction is not going to be applied to this because I do not have excess, in fact I do not have oxygen atoms on both sides. So there is no such thing as, if you have an excess oxygen atom, add a water molecule. So what I'm going to do here is look at this equation. I have got nitrogen and oxygen. On this side I do not have hydrogen, so I can bring in water molecule here. So if I bring in water molecule, on this side I'm going to bring in hydroxyl ion. So as to what? Balance. So as to ensure that I have the same number of the same atoms. Nitrogen, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, oxygen. So the next thing left for this equation is to what? Balance. So if I look at this, I have nitrogen atoms to be 2. I have hydrogen atom to be what? 4 plus 1, that's what? 5. My oxygen atom is simply what? 1. While on this side I have my nitrogen atom to be what? 2. Hydrogen is what? 2. Oxygen is 1. So looking at this, my nitrogen is balanced, my oxygen is balanced, but the hydrogen is not what? Balanced. So I can easily increase this to 5. How will I do that? I can have 5 all over 2 here. 2 multiplied by 5 all over 2 is going to give me 5. But there's going to be a problem with oxygen. Because obviously if I have 5 all over 2 here, that implies that I have 2.5 atoms of oxygen. And that is going to contradict this. So let me look for a whole number that I can make use of. If I use 2, 2 times 2 is going to give me 4 hydrogen atoms. But I still have this more than this. So that means I'm going to look for another number. If I go for 3, I would have 2 times 3, I would have 6 hydrogen atoms on this side. And on this side, I'm going to have 5. So it is more. And if I want to bring up the number of hydrogen atoms here, it's going to affect another atom, which is what? Oxygen. So let me try another number. If I go for 4, I will have 8 hydrogen atoms on this side. I have 5 here, but I can easily have 4, so that I will have 4 hydrogen atoms, that's what? 8. And then for oxygen, the 4 and 4 will what? Balance up. Let's see that. If I have 4 water molecules here, 2 multiplied by 4 is going to give me what? 8 hydrogen atoms. And I'm going to have what? 4 atoms of oxygen. While on this side, I can easily have 4, so that I will have 4 hydrogen atoms and 4 hydrogen atoms to become what? 8, while I have 4 oxygen atoms. So by visual inspection, 2, 2, 8, 8, 4, 4, I've been able to balance this equation. Okay? The number of atoms are what? Balanced. And don't forget that this is a redox reaction. We are going to balance the atoms and the charges. So the next thing, I'm done with my step 3. So my step 4 is simply what? That I'm going to what? Balance the charges. Let me consider this first equation. I want to consider this first equation. I have a charge of -1 plus, this is going to be 0. -1 plus 0 is what? -1. On the product side, I have 0 plus a net charge, 4OH minus is going to give me -4. So I have a -4. Plus times minus is minus. 0 minus 4 is what? -4. So that implies that I have -4, I have -1. But do not forget that for me to balance the charges, all I need is what? Electrons, and the electrons are negatively charged. Immediately I bring in electrons here, it's going to increase the minuses, okay? So that means I will bring electrons to this side. If I bring 3 electrons here, an electron carries a net charge of -1. So if I bring 3 electrons, there's going to be -1 minus 3, which is what? -4. That implies that the only thing I have to do to balance the charges here is to bring in what? 3 electrons to this side. So that I will have -1 minus 3 to get what? -4. So that implies that what I will do is rewrite this equation as MnO4 minus plus 2H2O, then bring in what? 3 electrons. So that I'm going to have what? MnO2 plus 4OH minus. So looking at this, I have -4. I have -1 minus 3, that's -4, then I have -4 on the other side. So this is what? Balanced. The number of atoms are balanced, charges balanced. Okay? Now let's move on to the next equation. If I consider this, I'm going to have 0 plus minus 4, 4OH minus. So I have what? Minus 4. On this side, I'm going to have what? Minus 4. On this side, I have what? 0. This is an atom by itself. 0. A molecule, a compound. 0. No charge. Now, that means I can bring in 4 electrons here, since an electron carries what? A net charge of minus 1. So let me bring in 4 electrons to this side so as to make it what? Balanced. So I can easily say, on this side I can have plus, how many electrons am I bringing in? I'm bringing in 4 electrons. Minus 4, minus 4. So if I consider these two equations, they are what? Balanced. So what I have to do now is to look for a way. Let me write out the two equations properly. I have N2H4 plus 4OH minus yielding N2 plus 4H2O plus 4E minus. Okay? While on this side I have MnO4 minus plus 2H2O plus 3E minus yielding MnO2 plus 4OH minus. Now looking at these two equations, all I need to do now is to ensure that I have the same charges. The same what? Charges. So how can I do that? From my basic maths, I know that if I multiply this equation by 3, which is this, and I multiply this equation by what? 4, number of electrons here. Just as we solve the way we used to do when we want to solve a simultaneous equation, so as to what? Eliminate. So I want to eliminate the what? Electrons. So what am I going to have here? Let me expand. 3 multiplied by this is going to give me 3N2H4 plus 3 times 4 is what? 12OH minus, yielding 3 times this is what? 3N2 plus 3 multiplied by 4, 12H2O plus 3 multiplied by 4 is what? 12E minus. So I have 3N2H4, 12OH minus, 3N2, 12H2O, 12E minus. So I'm done with this. For the next equation I have 4 multiplied by this is what? 4MnO4 minus plus 8H2O, 4 multiplied by this. 4 multiplied by 3 is what? 12E minus. I have 4MnO2 plus 4 times 4 is what? 16OH minus. So the next thing that I need to do is to bring out all what I have on the left hand side to be on the left hand side. What I have on the right hand side will also stay on the right hand side. So let's have this out. I will have 3N2H4 plus 12OH minus plus 4MnO4 minus plus 8H2O plus 12E minus. Let me bring all of this on the left hand side. While on the right hand side, I'm going to have 3N2 plus 12H2O plus 12E minus plus 4MnO2 plus 16OH minus. So the next thing now is to what? Eliminate things that are similar. I have 12 electrons out. By visual inspection again, I have 12OH minus on this side, while I have 16OH minus on the other side. The whole of this 12 can be subtracted from 16 to get what? 4. That means 12 of this will go away into this 16. So that will be left with what? 4. 4OH minus. So the whole OH minus here has been what? Eliminated. Now I have 8H2O, 12H2O. I can eliminate this 8. Once it goes there and I eliminate 8, I'm going to have what? 4H2O. So with this, I can now write out what is left. What do I have? I have 3N2H4 plus 4MnO4 minus. What do I have? This is out, this is out, this is out. So I'm done. On the right hand side, I have 3N2 plus 4H2O plus 4MnO2 plus 4OH minus. So this is the balanced equation in what? Alkaline medium. So the next thing is to check if there is an error to prove that what I've done is what's correct. So let's see how we can do that. Now, I have nitrogen, hydrogen, manganese, oxygen. Nitrogen, hydrogen, manganese, oxygen. I want to see if the number of atoms on both sides are going to be what? Equal. So nitrogen, hydrogen, manganese, and what? Oxygen. Nitrogen has an atom. I have 6 atoms of nitrogen here. 2 multiplied by 3 is going to give me what? 6. So I have 6. For my hydrogen, I have 3 multiplied by 4, which is what? 12. For manganese, I have what? 4 atoms. For oxygen, I have 4 multiplied by 4 is what? 16. While on this side, I have 2 multiplied by 3 is what? 6 for nitrogen. While for my hydrogen, I have 2 multiplied by 4 is what? 8. And I have 4 hydrogen atoms here, that's what? 4. 8 plus 4 is going to give me 12. For manganese, I have 4 atoms of manganese. And then for my oxygen, I have 4 atoms of oxygen here. 2 times 4 is what? 8. 8 plus 4 is what? 12. And I have another 4 atoms here. So 12 plus 4 is going to give me what? 16. So by visual inspection, 6, 6, 12, 12, 4, 4, 16, 16. That implies that the number of atoms are what? Balanced. How about the charges? Let's check. On the left hand side, this is going to be what? 0 plus, this is going to have a net charge of minus 4. Hello? 4 MnO4 minus means what? I have 4 atoms, I have MnO4, MnO4, MnO4 minus, MnO4 minus 4. So that means I have what? Minus 4. On this side I have what? 0, 0, 0. 4 OH minus is going to give me what? Minus 4. So I have minus 4 and minus 4. That implies that this is what? Correct. So the number of atoms are balanced, the number of charges are what? Balanced. So you're welcome. Do not forget to subscribe.